Welcome back to the Take It or Leave It podcast. Today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to do a snubbed or dub, but kind of do it throughout our whole episode, and we're going to be talking about celebrities like singers, actors, actresses who we think are either overrated, underrated, maybe perfectly rated, however we feel about it. I'm Giovanna.
And I'm Samantha.
And let's get into it. So the first actress we're going to talk about is going to be Blake Lively. I think she's overrated. I feel like, I don't know, I think after what was the movie called?
It Ends With Us.
Yes. After that came out, I just feel like she left a bad taste in my mouth. And like you've like always hear things before like about famous people and stuff like that on like articles and like things that like fans say like, oh, this person was so rude when I met them, like blah, 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 whatever. But I feel like that's like depending on experience. But I think that situation just left a bad taste in my mouth. And especially like with her hair care line like coming out around the same time, like how convenient, super suspicious, super weird. So I think she's overrated.
Okay. Here's my thing. This is what's going to make it interesting, is that I can't necessarily say overrated or underrated, because there was a time that I was obsessed with Blake Lively. I loved her. I loved her clothes. I loved her vibe. I loved everything about her. Right around like when Age of Adeline came out, I thought that was a great movie. I thought she was so good in it. I always watched Gossip Girl when I was younger. Yeah. And she was just like the it girl. When now you're grown up, you're a full grown adult, almost, she's in her 30s, probably almost 40 by this point. And like you have a family, like what is with the childish shit? Like, even outside of just like acting, like sure, she's probably overrated, but I also think like it doesn't have anything to do with her acting. I think it has everything to do with her being a public figure. Like it goes so outside of her acting. It just comes to her being like the attitude she has in interviews and like all the scandal that was around the It Ends With Us lawsuit with Justin Baldoni. And it's like, okay, when does it stop? When do you become an adult and just like keep your mouth shut? Like
that's like a good way of like looking at it, because I feel like that's the thing too, is like it's not like nothing I said had to do with her like acting in general, but like just kind of the person outside of like who she is in like that environment is what makes her look bad. And I remember when all the stuff came out with Justin Baldoni, and I saw like an old interview where someone like asked her like how far along she was or like how many months or something. She was like, oh, like how far along are you? And like the lady who was interviewing her like wasn't even pregnant. Like it's like little like petty things that like,
it's like she's a mean girl.
Yes. And you know when you're in the public eye like that the viewers are gonna have something to say about it. So what in your right mind like makes you think this will be fine, unless you like genuinely don't give a fuck about like I mean, we're all about like not caring what people think of you, but like when you're just like being a bitch, like you're just a bitch.
Yeah. And I feel like it always comes down to like how she is outside of her acting. Like it's so childish. It's like, okay, so you did this movie, cool, but now you're treating it like the Barbie movie. Like she totally disregarded the whole point of the movie, which is rounded around domestic violence and like toxic relationships. And because the Lily Bloom, the character she plays in the movie, owns a flower shop, she was telling people, oh, grab your florals, bring your friends, come to the movie theater. Like, it's not the point. Like some women, like I know some women that were going to the movie and were actually getting like really triggered and upset. And, like I hate to use the word triggered, but really very upset because it is such a sensitive topic what they were watching. So it's hard for people. And I feel like as a human, she's just a shitty human at this point. And I hate to say it because there was a time when I loved her. And I'm just like, you have daughters. Like, get over yourself.
With me, like, I've never sat and, like, watched Gossip Girl. Because I feel like if I didn't watch it back then, it's really hard for me now to, like, sit and watch a television show with, like, so many episodes and seasons. So, like, I know my housemates and, like, my friends, they watch Gossip Girl. They love it. And, like, they love her because of that. But I feel like because I never did that, I don't have like anything that is like I love Blake Lively and then like this happened and then I'm like, oh, like I'm really upset, like she's a bad person. Like I had nothing that was like I had no attachment to her beforehand. So then like you did this and now it's just like okay, like
It's another news
you're
story.
just a shitty person. It kind of reminds me of do you know John Legend's wife?
Oh, Chrissy Teigen? I can't stand her.
And like I feel like she's kind of the same vibe of like just like being a mean girl and like being a bully in a sense, and like my whole thing is when you're famous, you know, like everyone's gonna like. So what are you doing?
Yeah, like they're watching her every move. It's almost like she wanted the attention so bad that that's why she made this whole thing, because her movie didn't do so, which the movie did decent. It didn't like flop.
Well, I think it did decent, but all of the issues with the movie were like revolving around her.
Exactly. So that's why I'm like, why would you even bother at that point? Like your movie, it's not like your movie flopped and you needed some kind of like something to bring yourself up back in the news and like have this whole PR stunt. But I'm like, I don't even know what to believe. I know like so many people were going through like reading the transcripts and everything, and I'm just like, I'm exhausted. Like I don't want to hear about
No,
this.
that's the thing is like I'm not like I can't sit here and like pick a side because like whatever, like I don't care. But like I feel like it's just like little snippets that I'll like see on TikTok, and like if I'm listening to it, like if it's a TikTok video, like I'll listen to it, but I'm not about to sit here and like read everything that's like going on, because like I'm good. I saw the movie, and like I feel like the issue with the movie wasn't even a little bit with her personality and how she is, but also the way she like portrayed the character, which like not in a sense of her acting is bad, but for people who read the book, I didn't, so like correct me if I'm wrong, this is just what I heard. Her description and like her outfits and the way she looked is very different in the movie from what was in the book.
Right. I heard she was just very like, I mean, I saw pictures of what she was wearing in the movie, and it was just very like abstract and out there. And I don't know. I read part of the book. I could not get through it. I was like,
Yeah, I don't read. I can't.
Like, I really do try to read, but when everybody was going on about this book, I was like, oh yeah, like let me just see what it's about. And like usually when I get into a story, I could finish it in like a few days. But I tried to get into it, couldn't do it because it was still like summertime, so I was on the beach and I was like, okay, let me try to read my book.
Yeah.
And like be that. And then I just couldn't get through it. And then all that came out and I was like, all right, completely turned off. Next. So yeah. Sorry, Blake. I loved you for a second, but not anymore.
Overrated.
Friend.
Bye, bitch.
Yep. All right, next we have the Kardashians.
I think they're okay. I love the Kardashians. Like I could sit and watch the show, but I think they're overrated. My whole thing is like Kim made a sex tape. Like that's why you're famous. Like you have no actual talent. And then now like don't get me wrong. I might have said this in an episode before and prior. Like I just got Skims for the first time like a month ago and I love it. But like you have no talent. And now like Kylie Jenner's coming out with an alcohol. Like Kendall Jenner has an alcohol. Like let your sister have one thing. Kylie Cosmetics, like I had it. It was like an it girl thing for the moment, but it sucks. It's not good. Like literally no one's good at anything. Kourtney annoys me. The only one I can kind of stand is Khloe.
Mm-hmm. Because I feel like Khloe's so real, but even her, like, I'm gonna say overrated for all of them except Kris Jenner, because Kris Jenner put in overtime. She turned her entire family into billionaires. All
but like
of her
because
daughters.
Kim had a sex tape.
Yeah, but Momager did her fucking job because she sold that sex tape. She sold that sex tape to the news. She let it get out.
Yeah,
that was all planned. That was not an accident.
But that's
100%.
crazy work. As a mother, that's
the
insane.
Devil works hard. Kris Jenner works harder.
But that's like crazy. Like I believe
because
that
you have
too.
because you have morals. But I think it's iconic.
But that's just like insane.
It's sick and it's insane. But also it's like not like her daughter was underage. Her daughter was a grown adult. She knew that putting that out was going to make her daughter famous, because her daughter was an assistant to Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie. Her daughter, Kim Kardashian, was a nobody. Yeah, they had money, and yeah, their father was this famous lawyer, and then their stepfather was an ex-Olympian, whatever. But you have to remember, too, they are not stupid. They may come off as, like, ditzy. Yeah. They're not dumb.
I don't
very,
think that.
very smart.
I know, like, I do believe, like, that like, they're, like, smart in that sense of, like, with, like, business and stuff like that. I just, like, the whole concept is just, like, insane to me. And, like there was no other way to get rich. Like, we had to, like, leak the sex tape. Like, I needed to see your girl busting it down with Ray J. Like, that's crazy.
anything for views. Because this was also before
insane.
social media. They are the reason that social media has become what it is. When you think about that,
Yeah.
they are the reason influencers became a thing. They're the reason that this look that you have to have became a thing.
Is 'cause
I
of
think that they are very toxic in a lot of ways, but I think they are very, very smart.
Oh no, for sure they definitely are. And but like also my thing with them is like now they're what did they used to be on E? Now they're on
E-Network.
like Hulu. My thing is like once you're like you gotta switch it up, like that means like your time has come.
Yeah.
Like wrap it up. I don't need the Kardashians like keeping up with the Kardashians forever.
Yeah, because honestly, I watched me and my mom just like joking around the pandemic, and we were like, fuck it, let's put on the first season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. The first seasons were iconic. They were so fucking funny.
Yeah, I remember
so
watching
funny
them with my
because it was
sisters.
still like wholesome reality TV, even
And I
though
think it was like authentic and more real.
yeah, because you could also get away with more shit back then. I mean, Kylie and Kendall were beating the shit out of each other in the
Yeah.
living room, and Bruce and Chris are just having a normal conversation, like a
Yeah.
normal family, just with a lot of money. But I think when it gets to that point of now, like, okay, now Kylie's getting lip filler and she's 15, and it's like all this extra shit that like is very harmful to young girls. I'm like, okay, whatever. I also just like dislike them as just the monopoly that they are. Like so here's my thing. I can respect them for the hustle and respect them for the grind. But like when everybody's like, oh, Kim Kardashian's a mother, a lawyer, a businesswoman. She's not, no. She
Yeah.
has children. She doesn't parent those children. They don't parent those children. They
Yeah,
have
I think-
nannies when they're flying around the world. That's why like when they say, oh, even celebrities can do it, they're not doing the same 9 to 5 and then
Yeah.
mommy at home as the next woman in Monmouth County, New Jersey. You know what I mean?
agree with that, but I will say, like, in a sense, and it goes back to, like, Chloe being the only one, like, I won't, like, disrespect. Because don't get me wrong, she definitely still has, like, nannies and stuff like that when, like, she's traveling and stuff. But I think she has really stepped up to the plate in a lot of roles that, like, weren't hers to carry. Like, with Tristan Thompson's brother, he has like medical issues and stuff like that, and like obviously her and Tristan, like they had a whole thing, they're like not even together, and she's still like till the day like still there for him and his brother because they don't have anyone else. And even Rob Kardashian's daughter, like they're always together because Chloe has like, I don't want to say like taken like that mom role, because I think Black China is very much still there for her daughter, but like just taking something that like she didn't need on her plate, and she really stepped up to that. And I think out of all of them, yeah, she's definitely had work and stuff done, but I think her and maybe Kendall too are like the most like real and authentic ones. But besides the momager thing with Chris, like
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just like crazy. The concept's crazy to me.
Yeah. Well, because you got to think of everything's a business. Because, I mean, when you just take a look on the outside, and there was like a meme going around about this too, about Kris Jenner, about how she was an like a flight attendant, and now has like 6 daughters. How many of them are there? There's 6, right? 6 daughters that
I
are
might have to count.
5. Wait,
They're
Kendall, Kylie, Kim, Courtney, Chloe. 5, and then Rob.
yes.
But Rob's the other one. Having 5 children who are all successful and all rich. And yes, everybody played a part in that. I'm not saying they were self-made, but Kris Jenner put in the work, and I think she's iconic. Now that family has generational wealth because those children will all be rich.
Even like the grandkids though, like they bother me. I can't stand Northwest.
People with a 13-year-old.
No, like they
That's
do,
what
and
that
even
is.
like Mason, like they just like all bother me.
They're a different breed of people.
Only
That's why.
ones I think are adorable and I can stand, and it's all going back to Chloe, is Dream and True. Chloe's daughter and
Rob's.
Rob's daughter. Yes,
Yeah.
I think they're adorable. But the rest of them can like kick rocks.
Yeah.
I think they're like so overrated. Like, and I liked the show. I like to watch it, but I can't even give them like a perfectly rated. Like it's just like
Yeah. I think
it's
for me,
too much.
It's one by one. Like Kim, I can't
Yeah.
stand Kim. I think she's got an attitude. The whole thing with Taylor Swift, I was like, nope, never. I'm never buying a Kardashian product ever in my life. I never have. Although I've heard good things about Skims, I refuse to buy them.
Guilty.
my brother's girlfriend, she has Skims. I'm like, girl, not me. Couldn't do it. But yeah, I mean, I think once you slap your name on it, I mean, they're doing a collaboration with Crumble right now, and
I
people
saw
were
that,
disappointed.
and these are like crazy cookie combos. Like, I know you're not eating the cookie. I know you've never even tried the cookie that like you have.
Yeah, no, they're because who was it? Oh, James Charles. He was like, he did a video of the Crumble cookie like review or whatever, and he opened it up, and they literally just picked which cookies they like. They're not like custom flavors or anything like that. They were like already existing ones that the Kardashians just like, and like, oh, Kylie's favorite cookie is like the classic sugar cookie, whatever it is. And he's like, now I know Kourtney Kardashian had some kind of gluten-free bullshit in here if she actually picked. So that's why, like, when it comes to being like authentic.
it's not gluten-free?
No. It's just, she just picked one of the cookies.
Wait, that's so weird because I like saw something. I don't remember if it was just like a news article thing, like posting they had a collab, but like it was like saying like all these cookies, and it was like these crazy cookie combinations. And I remember seeing Kourtney's was like gluten-free.
Apparently not. Apparently that's not what happened. And also they said they missed the opportunity to put a K in Crumble because they put K on everything, which is so true.
That is real.
Yeah. But anyway, we could go on about the Kardashians for a whole episode, I think. But
I feel like that's like another like group. Not that we specifically talk about them, but it's always people like revolving them, like Kanye West.
Yeah.
And, like,
well,
stuff
Kanye,
like that.
they should put him in a facility.
He's
oh
sick.
My God. I can't. Anyway, next, who we have?
Next up, we're gonna do Harry Styles. I would like to say I think Harry Styles is perfectly rated. I think, you know what? I could even hit with an underrated.
Honestly, same. I didn't think I'd
Really?
feel that way.
Oh, that makes me so happy.
I didn't think I'd feel that way. But then I was reflecting on, which Harry has been in hiding. I used to hate One Direction. Hated them.
All right.
Could
That's
not
crazy.
stand them.
Let's relax.
No.
Calm down.
This is a debate podcast. I will stay on my
Not
side
too
of the
much.
street, and I will say my piece.
Not too much.
Okay. Well, I used to hate One Direction. I hated their faces. I hated their look. I hated their sound. Right? But I had to mature to realize how iconic they were for a group of British teenagers.
All right, now we're
Scottish teenagers, whatever the hell they are. So I have a friend who loves Harry Styles. Like, that is her idol. And I love Taylor Swift. She's my idol. And it was always like this little tiny battle behind the scenes of like, well, Taylor Swift is better. Well, Harry Styles is better. I'm like, okay, they're both successful.
Yeah.
So I wasn't really in like feeding into the whole Harry Styles thing until he went on, was it Love on Tour?
Yes.
Yeah. And when he did his 15 show thing at Madison Square Garden, because I was just at Madison Square Garden the other day, so I saw he had a banner, and I'm like, you know what? For somebody to be that iconic and that entertaining, like I would watch videos of him and I would be like, I don't even listen to his music, but I'd 100% go see him in concert.
Yeah.
That's when I say, like, you know what? I got to hand it to you. You're doing the right thing.
And he's like one of those like celebrities too, how like not like starts trends, but you know how like Taylor Swift kind of started like the whole like friendship bracelet. I feel like you said perfectly, they're both very successful for what they do, and similar in that sense where like they start these things that now people are going to other concerts for other artists and like want to do it. I was so pissed because he was doing 15 nights in Madison Square Garden. No one would go with me. I was about to buy a ticket for myself. My mom was like, you're not going alone. I was so mad.
Yeah.
But I think he just is iconic.
Yeah, I think it's iconic that he did 15 nights at Madison Square Garden at his age, because that's not something that you have seen ever.
And even look at all the guys in One Direction. Like, they've all tried to have, like, their solo career and, like, do their own things. And, like, yeah, they're still somewhat successful, but out of all of them, he has, like, really risen to the occasion. Because when they tried out for X Factor, like, they all wanted to be solo artists. It was get put together or don't be on the show.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, that was their dream to begin with. And after One Direction broke up, like, he really came out and, like, rose to the occasion and was on top. And, like, even if you don't listen to him, like, religiously, you'll know, like, when his song comes on the radio, like, you're going to know it. Say you're, like, guys. Like, a lot of guys won't go and, like, listen to Harry Styles. But if that song comes on the radio, like, you know it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's... I don't want to say he's underrated and I don't want to say he's overrated, but I also think it comes with like the ebbs and flows of when people are releasing music because he hasn't released anything. So
Yeah.
as soon as he comes out, releases something, goes on tour again, he's probably going to be, top of the charts.
That's true.
Ticket sales are going to fly. But right now he's been gone for what, year and a half, 2 years? We haven't seen him. So I think that's good when artists like kind of take time away. But yeah, I like him. I'll leave it at that.
I think he's one of those people that like, even if like how people like don't like Taylor Swift, like if you don't like them or even if you don't like their music, you have to admit their work ethic is pretty damn good because like they have a talent and they bring in the big bucks for a reason.
Which brings in our next one. I want to talk about Post Malone.
Okay, I think Post Malone is overrated.
I think he's underrated at this point in time.
Listen, I used to like him. I went to a concert and I was scared. I didn't know what, and if God forgive me if there's like he needs help. God forgive me for like sitting here talking about it, but it just like doesn't make it like I just wasn't enjoying it. And I also think like his songs are good, but I feel like when I'm at a concert and like wanting to stand up, there's not much I can do with them, if that makes sense. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I don't feel like I can be at a concert standing up and like dance to a song.
Okay. All right.
Like compared
I feel
to
that.
like other artists. And he's just like, he needs help.
Right.
Serious.
When was the last time you saw a video of Post Malone? I'm just curious.
Like probably on TikTok.
Of him like in his rap era or now in his new era?
No, he needs to go. Country needs to go too.
Oh, absolutely fucking not.
No, country needs to go. Country needs to go too.
Okay. I'm going to die on this hill. Okay. So Post Malone, I feel like I always kind of knew of, like when Beer Bongs and Bentleys came out, like I knew Congratulations when it came out on his first album, like, just like the hits, right? And Beer Bongs and Bentleys had a lot of great songs. I had a friend who was obsessed with Post Malone, and he was like, oh, listen to Candy Paint, listen to Rich and Sad, listen to this, listen to this. And eventually I'd listen to the whole album. I was like, you know what? Like, as a pop guy, like, he's pretty fucking good. So I didn't think about him for a while, but then I saw that last video of him falling down at his concert when he, like, broke his ribs. Yeah. And I was like, this man needs help. So, yeah, I'm like, that's a little frightening.
Yeah.
But also, I had seen videos of him performing, and I'm like, he really does give it his all. And he's very unique when he performs. Could be confused with scary, which I understand. Yeah. But when I heard that he was going to be doing a country album, I was like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. I'm like, absolutely not. This is going to be so terrible. He's going to put trap beats in all the songs. He's going to sound just like Morgan Wallen. When F1 Trillion dropped.
No, I did not expect this from you. I'm going to be so honest.
When F1 Trillion dropped and I saw it was a collaboration album, I go, this is the smartest thing he has ever done. Whoever is handling him, whoever is telling him that, listen, you want to do a country album, this is how we're going to do it. This, and I talk about this all the time, this is the music person in me coming out. This was the best marketing tactic they could have done because he collaborated with the hottest people in country music, Brad Paisley, Lainey Wilson, Jelly Roll, Morgan Wallen, Hardy, Dolly Parton. Every single person you could think of, he did a song with so that he could rope in those fans. Because if you're a Morgan Wallen fan, you hear, oh, Morgan Wallen has a song about Post Malone, let's go stream it. You're going to have the biggest streaming day, right? So I listened to those songs and I was like, okay, like pretty poppy, When the album came out after the singles were released and I heard the steel guitars, the mandolins, the pedal steel, the fiddles, I was like, this is more country than everything on the market right now. When he released the long bed version, so the deluxe version of F1 Trillion, and it was just so, here you go. He releases half the album and he goes, here's a taste of what I can do with collaborations. Now here's the whole second half of the album of all songs I wrote myself. No collaborations. And I go, what the hell? This is one of the best country albums, from the lyrics to the vibes to the instrumentation to his voice. And I didn't think I'd like his voice because he kind of has that weird vibrato thing, like his voice is shaking. It's like, like it's scary sometimes. But when I heard that album, I was like, why hasn't he been doing this all along? But it was the perfect time for him to do it because country's so hot right now. Take Post Malone's country album versus Beyonce's country album. Country album in quotations because that was some bullshit, whatever she did.
Yeah.
When I loved him. And then My boyfriend's a huge Post Malone fan, so I bought him tickets for his birthday to the what was it? I guess the F1 Trillion tour. And we went in September. One of the best concerts I've ever been to, because not only did he do his country songs, but he did like country covers of his old songs.
Really?
So he like countryfied his old songs, and you would hear it and you'd be like, wait, I feel like I know this song. And then he'd sing Circles or Sunflower. And then he, to end out the show, did Rockstar exactly how it was on the record, and somehow it just worked. I'm like, somehow he made it work, and it just worked for everybody. I looked around that arena and I was like, they're eating this shit up. So as soon as he went out on tour again, I bought tickets. I'm going in May. Because I was like, I am obsessed. And I think he's so talented for that. The other thing I love about Post Malone, he's so genuine. Like when you see him talk to people, he just has genuine respect for people. Yeah, and I feel like you don't see that often.
Yeah.
So like even when I see Morgan Wallen interact with people, I'm like, all right, like he seems like he's tired of his job. Like for Post Malone, even the way he talks to an audience, he just sits there, he takes it in, he like looks at people, he interacts with them, and he's like, I really love to do this.
When I saw him, it was a while ago. It was like the February before COVID. It was like a really good concert. It was just, and again, like I said, a while ago. So like when he was like ill, like mental ill. But like
he has a daughter now, he's changed.
I can like agree with that.
I can fix him.
Everything like about the concert and like with the audience and stuff, he was very good at. I just like, I don't know. I also just maybe like I need to give the album a shot, because I only listened to like a few songs, but I just like, it just irks me when like pop singers or then country singers and then or like even like influencers are then singers, and I'm like, no, like that's not what you were famous as. Even like like actresses, like it just no.
See, because that's the point I made in our influencer episode.
Well, if you can really sing, then go for it. But like like influencers who can't sing, like just like don't.
Yeah.
And like I feel like because like I listened, like I said, to only like honestly maybe like 2 of the songs off the album, and I was like, no, like I like him better like with pop. I don't like change. That's like the kind of I don't like change. So I will like shut something down right away, because
it's like when we were in the edit suite the other day, you're like, this isn't the right one.
Yeah, no, I don't.
No, we were in a different edit suite, and she's like, can't do it. Sorry.
I don't like when things are changing, or like I can't do it. Things have to be how they were and stay that way, because when things are changing, the world is evolving. I'm getting older. I don't like it.
Existential crisis happening on Take It or Leave It.
I just don't like change, so that's why I'm like, stick to what you were doing before. That's my take.
Period. I love Post Malone. I love you, Post Malone.
Speaking of someone who we just brought up, I think this is a perfect time to do Beyonce. I feel like we like low-key might disagree with this one, so let's make it quick and easy.
She's overrated.
Yeah, she's overrated.
I can't stand this bitch. I'm sorry. Listen, she had her time, and she will forever be an icon for whatever reason. I've seen this meme going around. It's like, oh, $100 million or never listen to Beyonce again. And it's like, oh, $100 million to live how I live currently? Yes.
Real. Yeah.
Because, okay, Halo, Single Ladies, Love on Top.
And even with those songs, it's not like they're songs that like you hear at like every party or club. Like
I know.
They're like not even like still popping. Like
they're not playing her anymore. Porta Friday night, they're not playing Beyonce.
No, and there's like certain songs in like from that time that like you'll still hear like every weekend, like going out at a party, at a club, wherever it is. But like even those, like you're washed.
Right.
Sorry.
She just doesn't strike me as like humble. I think there's some weird Illuminati shit going on with her, and like she may track me down and find me.
Oh, we're so cooked.
They're gonna get us. They're gonna get us. But I just like feel like she could be more humble. Like I just feel like why are you still pushing the envelope? And people could probably say the same thing about Taylor Swift, like, oh, she's been around for so long, she's annoying, whatever. But
yeah, but no, that's different.
I just think they give off different vibes.
Yeah.
I don't know. But that could be just
very different.
That could be my bias because I love Taylor Swift, but
Taylor Swift is also still making music that's like attracting to audiences. Mm-hmm. Like
she's still having hits.
Literally, Monmouth did a Greek Week bingo night, and one of the prizes for bingo were Beyonce tickets. So like my boyfriend's like Greek Senate president, whatever. So he has to go. He's playing bingo. He texts me. He's like, I almost won, but I lost. Like I'm sorry, like I was gonna win Beyonce tickets. I was like, you're good. I don't like Beyonce.
Now Taylor Swift tickets, I would have been sat
That's
and paying
like I was
people
like,
off.
you're good. Like,
Paying people
no
off
problem.
to go to that concert. But I don't know. I feel like this was an interesting Snubbed or Dubbed feature episode of overrated or underrated. But I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Do you want to do a speed round?
Low key.
you
I'm
wanna-
like, because I'm looking and I'm like, wait, there's so much more we
So
can
like
say.
let's go through and say overrated, underrated, but don't explain.
Okay.
So say a name. I'll say over or under. You say over under.
Okay. The Weeknd.
Overrated.
Fuck. I don't like when we agree.
I know. This isn't the point.
Okay, you pick one. We're like playing a game.
Justin Bieber. Overrated.
Under. Or maybe
Okay.
like perfectly. All right, I can't explain it. Shut up.
Big one.
Okay. Will Smith. I'm gonna say perfectly rated.
I want to say underrated because he was low-key an icon in the 90s, but that's all I'm
Yeah,
going to
in
say
the
about
90s.
that. He had some good songs that I still listen to, actually. I'm not kidding.
Okay.
Welcome to Miami. That one, that's a good one.
I only know that song because I just went to Miami in spring break. That's it.
And Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was just,
Yeah.
that was iconic. Leonardo DiCaprio.
Over.
I'm going to say, like, I don't think about him. Like, I don't have
Yeah,
an opinion.
he's just like,
He's just okay.
yeah, like for his time. But
Eclectic,
now it's
weird
just
actor.
like, I'm good.
I haven't seen him in years.
Exactly. So like, he's just like, good.
But you know what? Overall in his career, I'm going to say underrated because he should have won a lot more Oscars than he did.
You always cook me when you start talking about technical shit.
It's true though, because
Like-
he didn't win an award for Titanic. He never won for, what is it? Gilbert Grape, that one. So many.
I don't even know that movie.
He plays a little special needs kid. He's really
sweet.
good at it. They actually thought he was special needs. I'm not even kidding. It was his first movie. They thought he was a special needs actor. That's how good he was.
Okay, well, let's do the next one.
We don't want to say anything politically incorrect by accident.
Justin Timberlake, I'm gonna say over as well. He's another one who's like kind of like
I
that.
don't think about him.
Like,
I'll say
he's, like-
overrated.
You're not special anymore. Like you shouldn't even be going on tour, bro.
Like, remember when he became an actor?
Yeah, like
What was
no.
that?
I think like if we're talking like Britney Spears, like Justin Timberlake, like you're perfectly rated.
Well, that was drama.
But now he's like,
Do you remember that whole video that came out when he
Yes.
was on the harness?
yes,
And his pants were too tight, and now he wears like a long t-shirt over
yes.
it.
I feel like if it was like that time, like then it's a different story. But now like you're overrated. Hit the road. Bye.
Hit the road, Jack. Okay.
And don't come back.
Want to start singing?
No.
Oh,
No.
Okay. I don't know. It's a special feature episode. You never know.
No, I'm not singing in front of you.
Gal Gadot.
Okay. I'm going to say she's perfectly rated only because I'm like thinking about her in like Fast and the Furious, and like my mom's like a really big like Fast and the Furious girl, and I feel like I loved her in Fast and the Furious, so like I can't disrespect.
I'm going to say underrated. But here's the thing, because I think not so much acting. All these memes are going around about like her being a terrible actor, but and like it's pretty privilege because she's pretty that she gets all these roles. But I don't.
Yeah.
I was looking at the clips. I don't think she's that bad of an actress. First of all, she was
No, I
Wonder
don't think
Woman,
she is.
which did so well. And also, I think people are forgetting that like she served in the Israeli military when
Yeah.
she was like 19
I didn't even know that
and was like
until,
fully
like, a week
in
ago.
battle and shit. Like as a human, people are totally like undercutting her success,
Yeah.
100%. But I don't understand why everybody's complaining about her acting. I don't think it's that bad. But also, I don't have an eye for acting, so I couldn't tell you if it's good or bad.
I feel like I've never I feel like when some people act, I like look at it and I'm like, oh, I know this is fake. Like I'm cringing, and
Yeah.
I feel like I've never like gotten that with her.
Yeah, I don't know. But I think that just about concludes our Snubbed or Dub over underrated special feature episode
Whole
on
episode, not even a segment.
on Take It or Leave It podcast. Make sure you follow us on Instagram and comment on what you think is over underrated. Check out our previous episodes and leave some comments on our Instagram. We're almost finished with our
Yeah,
our
we are.
season.
Make sure to tune in on any platform you listen on. It's iHeart, Podbean, YouTube, literally like basically anywhere.
Yeah.
So make sure to tune in because we're almost done here. So thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.